Coach, how do you sum up having a sweep in your first round series, and can you take yourself back to the first day that this whole thing started to now?
Yeah, no, it's been incredible. I mean, obviously playing the 4 games, and they're all 1-goal games, you know. I mean, incredible games, 1-0, 1-0, what, 2-1 and double overtime, and then 3-2. So, you know, we've got 2 good teams, and I guess basically we got a little bit more puck luck than they did. I mean, both goaltenders were excellent. It was a great series, and you know, like I said, we got a little bit more puck luck, and we cashed in at the right times.
Coach, this series was kind of built ahead of time as your offense versus their defense, but your defense only allowed 3 goals the whole series, and Flower was great. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. I mean, we thought we were a pretty good defensive team for most of the year. I mean, we had 4 or 5 bad games where we give up 8 goals, but for the most part, we were a pretty solid defensive team. And again, there wasn't much between the 2 teams. I mean, mostly Kopitar's line matched up against Carlson's line, 2 pretty skilled offensive line, but there wasn't a lot of score, and that's probably the biggest reason. I mean, they played great hockey against each other, and again, the goaltenders were exceptional for both teams.
So what's your mean to be moving on to the next series for this franchise?
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, like I said, when you think back to, you know, early October when the season started, we were thinking about competing and playing hard and seeing what we can do. And now all of a sudden we're moving on to the second round of the playoffs, and you know, we played good hockey, and we got experienced guys and a good hockey team, so we're pretty proud of it and real happy. But again, we'll have probably a week off here and get ready for the next one, and it's awesome. It's been a great feeling.
Coach, Braden McNabb scoring a goal against his former team here in this building.
Yeah.
Have you written that script any better?
No, I couldn't believe it happened. I mean, Braden's been a good player for us, but how many times this year have we talked about that early on when the player played against his former team and they had real good success, and it's happened all the time. And for Naber to get that goal, it was huge. And like I said, he's not a guy that joins the rush a whole lot, but it was a great play by our guys.
Can you think of a series where a goalie played better than Fleury in your career, playing and coaching?
Not really, but you know, I give Fleury a lot of credit. He was unbelievable, but the other guy at the other net was incredible too. So they were, you know, I mean, Fleury, to give up 3 goals in 4 games and play the way he played and just shut the door, and he looked solid the whole way through, and he was huge for us. And key times, I mean, like I said, to me, you know, LA put some pressure on us the last 2 nights. He had a lot of good chances to score, and he just shut the door. He was solid, and he's our leader.
Kopitar was kept away for most of the game, but he got that really good chance at the end.
Yeah.
Just talk about how big that save was.
No, it was huge. I mean, he walks right down the gut, and he's their best player, and he's a great hockey player. And you know, for Fleury to get his arm on that shot and walking down the middle of the slot, it was huge for our group.
Was that type of player you were going to get with Fleury? What has he meant to the team in terms of the locker room and everything?
Well, his experience winning 3 Stanley Cups, being with the Pittsburgh Penguins for all those years, and you know, we knew when we got him, we got a superstar goaltender. We knew that, and he's carried our team a lot. But again, he makes our team better. But our guys are real confident, and you know, it all started the first 10 games of the season when we were 8-2. So he's a big part of our group.
On the goal, Marchessault took a hit to
Mm-hmm.
kind of make the play to get it out to Carlson, get out of zone.
Yeah.
Did you just feel like those little plays, those little details were kind of what separated you?
That's what wins hockey games.
Yeah.
I mean, Marcy took a big hit and you know, took the puck up, and then we made an unbelievable couple passes from our top line, and Naber joins the rush, and you know, so it was a great play for a winning goal, but nobody ever thought that would be the winning goal. I mean, it was you know, with all the hockey left and the way the game went, but again, great goaltending both sides.
Coach, in general, most people think of the playoffs as not only a new season, but a little bit different style as well. But you guys are able to transition directly into this from the regular season. How much does the team speed make up for any lack of playoff experience that you might have?
Well, again, playoff experience for me is about guys that have been there before, and we got a lot of guys that's been there before. So it's maybe as an organization, obviously we haven't, but all the experience we have from guys playing on other teams, and you know, Fleury, obviously, England, all those guys, James Neal, Perron. So a lot of guys played in the playoffs and had experience before, and they helped our younger players that haven't been there before. So it makes a big difference for sure. And like I said, we got a good group of guys.
But the team speed itself?
Team speed is something we've worked on from day one. I mean, we got quick players. We're not a big physical team. We can play physical when we have to, but team speed's a big part of our game, and it's a big part of a lot of guys' game. I mean, you look at the NHL now, and speed really helps you. And I think we're quick and we're fast, and that's the way we played all year.
Was that first period the most one-sided against you guys that you've seen this year, and what changed?
Not this year. I mean, it was one-sided a little bit, and they took it to us again. We backed off, I would say the game in Calgary was the most one-sided game I've seen this year. But no, we weren't happy with the way we played the first period, and again, saying that, they didn't have a whole lot of great scoring chances. Mark made a couple key saves at key times, and we had a couple good scoring chances too. And I wasn't happy with the way we played in the first, and we addressed it between periods, and the next 2 periods we played our game again.
Do you really think the series came down to puck luck? Like, you don't think you were that much better?
I think the first 2 games I thought we were better. I thought the last 2 games were pretty close and pretty even. But I mean, you know, it's decided by 1 goal all the games. I'm not saying we're a lot better than the LA Kings. I couldn't say that tonight and feel good about it. Were we a better team in the series? I think overall, maybe a little bit. But again, it was 1 goal games, it was overtime games, and it was tight battles. So, and again, goaltending was huge for both teams.
It's your first playoff series win too. What do you do to celebrate for you?
Not a whole lot.
What are you eating?
It's far from. There was no pizza in there tonight for the first time this year, so I don't know.
Can you comment on your next opponent? I know it hasn't been determined, but you know it's going to either be the Sharks or...
Going back to the game, can you talk about the penalty kill on the 3rd period?
Penalty kill was huge. I mean, I think they had 2 tonight. I'm not positive. I thought they had 2, and they did a real good job. And their power play is real dangerous. Kopitar is such a good player. He finds people on the backside open, and I think Fleury made 2 real key saves in their power play. And like I said, penalty kill was a big part of our game tonight.
A lot's been made of the fans at T-Mobile making it a really tough place to play. Some of the guys said that they knew they were well represented tonight during the national anthem. Are you a bit surprised by just how passionate Vegas has become about this team?
I was early in the year, but now I'm not. I mean, you know, you walk around Vegas and everybody recognizes you, and that's hard to believe after 1 year. Their fans are passionate. They love the game, and they come to our practices every day. You guys see them there all the time, so it's a great hockey market, and it's been outstanding.
So how good are you guys right now?
Well, we're good right now, but again, we're gonna play another team probably in another week or 10 days, whatever it is, and it's going to be another battle again. So we're happy with the way we played in the series. We competed, but again, it's moving on and getting ready for the next game.
Does the layoff worry you? This team coming out of the All-Star break had a little slow start. Just does the layoff between this series and the next series? Obviously, the sweep is good, but
I don't know. I mean, you know what? I mean. This time of the year, guys are banged up, as you know, on our team. We're getting guys back, and they're getting close to coming back. So I think that the layoff doesn't hurt us, and you know we don't know what the next opponent's going to be. They're up 3-0, so we'll see what happens with their game tomorrow night, and we'll go from there. But you know we're going to play Anaheim or San Jose, and we'll get ready for them. We'll have some time to prepare and get our players ready and get some rest. And so, like I said, at this time of the year, guys get ready to play, and they'll be battling.
And speaking of good, do you think you have the best 4th line in hockey?
I wouldn't go that far. I like my 4th line, and they compete and they play hard, so I don't pay attention to a whole lot of 4th lines around the league, to be honest with you, but I love what my guys do for me. So I'm not going to compare it to anybody else who's on 4th lines.
Coach, seven different players scored goals for you in this series, whereas in the regular season maybe it would have only been a handful of guys. Is that balanced scoring something you like and want to maintain, or would you like maybe Carlson and...
No, I think Carlson and them did their job perfectly. They played against top players on the LA team, and you know, both coaches liked the matchup because they're both solid 2-way players, and you know, it came down to very little to pick between those guys. So no, we'll score more, I think, and well, I don't care if we score more as long as we score enough. To be honest with you.